Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing my June TBR and I'm really excited because there are 3 readathons which I will be participating in. So the first readathon I'm going to be participating in is the Queer Lit Readathon from May 31st to June 6th. The whole idea of the readathon is to bring attention to different types of queer books. I have 3 books that check off I think 10 or 12 boxes on the bingo board. The first one I want to talk about is The Trauma Cleaner by Krasnostein. And she is writing about a woman named Sandra Pankhurst who was a husband, a father, a drag queen, a sex reassignment patient, sex worker, then businesswoman and trophy wife. And it talks about Sandra's life from childhood all the way up until she's 70 years old. So this one ticks off backlist title, female over 40, non-coming out story, and non-fiction. And I'm really looking forward to this. I picked this up quite a while ago. This is quite well known in Australia and it won a bunch of awards. It won 4 different awards here in Australia, so I'm really looking forward to it and yeah, I just can't wait to get to it. And the next one on my list is Soft Science by Franny Choi. This has been on a lot of my lists and I just never seem to get around to it. I think it's because it's so short that I'm always like, oh, I'll just read it like whenever, and then the time is never. So I'm adding it on again. This is a poetry collection about being queer, Asian, and how you identify with the world through the lens of a cyborg, which it just sounds up my alley. It's my cup of tea. I say it every time that I put this on a TBR and it's so shameful, but this time, maybe this time will be the time that I read it. So this ticks off poetry, and then there's a category called question, which you can make it whatever you want. For me, I put POC author, so this is a POC author, non-coming out story, and also it's one of my 5-star predictions for the year. So I'm highly anticipating it, of course, but I'm also nervous that it's not going to live up to my own personal hype. And the last one that I have on my list for the Queer Lit Readathon is Tinman by Winman. This is another one that I have tried to get into before, and for some reason I put it down. So I made it this far, that's like 20 pages in. This is a kind of, I think, queer friendship story about 2 boys who, when they're young, during the summer times, they go swimming and biking together, and I think their friendship turns into something more. Yet when they grow up, I believe one of the main characters is married to a woman. So I think that this is just going to be a gentle slice of life story, if I'm correct. And this ticks off backlist title, queer friends, bi main character. I think one of the men is bisexual, I believe. And then also summer vibes. So I'm really looking forward to this, and yeah, I hope that I get to it this time. If you guys are also reading for the Queer Lit Readathon, please let me know down below what you're reading. I would love to know, and definitely make TBR videos, because reading the TBR videos for the Queer Lit Readathon is one of my favorite places to pick up new titles. Okay, so now we are moving right along to a readathon that I've never done before. It's hosted by Ashley at A Frolic Through Friction. It's called MakeYourMythTaker Readathon. So basically you're creating an avatar in a fantasy world. I'm going to leave all the links to everything down below, of course, but I chose Assassin. So for each character you have to read 4 books in the order that you pick. So because I chose Assassin, I wanted to choose books which feature assassins, of course. So the 4 books I have here do feature assassins, and I'm really freaking pumped. So the first challenge for the assassin is to read a book that someone else picks for you. So, you know, my queen of the darkness, the person who really likes, you know, assassins, murder, is Jordaline from Jordaline Reads. We buddy read together all the time. So I gave her a list of books which shed a lot of bloodshed and had her pick one, and she picked Kin, which is Kealan Patrick Burke's novel. She actually sent this to me for Christmas last year, so it's really fitting. Yeah, so I can't wait to read this and tell her what I think. So I'm gonna read you the back. On a scorching hot summer day in Elkwood, Alabama, Claire Lambert staggers naked, wounded, and half-blind away from the scene of an atrocity. She is the sole survivor of a nightmare that claimed her friends, and even as she prays for rescue, the killers, a family of cannibalistic lunatics, are closing in. A soldier suffering from PTSD returned from Iraq to the news that his brother is among the murdered. In snowbound Detroit, a waitress trapped in an abusive relationship gets an unexpected visit that will lead her to bloodshed and send her back to the road she spent trying to outrun. And Claire, the only survivor, is haunted by her dead friends and dreams of vengeance. It's time to return to Elkwood. Okay. So it's super murdery, first at the beginning, and then I think for the vengeance part. I'm really looking forward to it. This is one of Jordaline's favorite books, I think, so I'm ready for some good old gore. So the next one up is choose a book with a dark cover, and for this one I'm going to go The Shadows Between Us, which I have been wanting to read since it came out. This is basically there's a Shadow King, and the main female character has plans to woo him, kill him, and then take over the kingdom. But along the way, she realizes that other people are trying to kill him, so she has to protect him in order to then kill him and take the kingdom for herself. So I believe that it's going to start out assassiny, but it's going to be more like stopping the assassins from assassinating, and then maybe it's hate to love. I'm really looking forward to it. I've heard nothing but great reviews, and I just love the cover, I love the idea, and I can't wait to get to it. Third challenge for the assassin is that you have to keep good secrets. So actually this one I have to keep a secret from you guys until the end. And I will give you guys more clues about this secret book during the Romanceathon explanation coming up next. And the fourth challenge for the assassin is to read something quick and short. And for this one, I'm going to read the littlest book about blood and murder on my shelf. And this is Without Blood. Actually, there's a lot of blood. The title is Without Blood. And this is an Italian translation by Alessandro Baricco about a family who is murdered, and there's one survivor, and she's a little girl. And when she grows up, she actually speaks to the killer in a coffee shop about what happened. It sounds really unique. I don't think I've ever read anything about that. It's wicked short. I think it's only 80 pages. So this is more of a novella, but I picked it up at a ob shop and I'm really excited to get to it. It sounds dark and yeah, I just can't wait. So those are all my very murdery assassin books for the MythTaker Readathon. I hope that you guys join in. It's really low key because you only have to read 4 for each character trait. So originally I was going to be a pirate assassin, but then I didn't want to stress myself, so I'm only an assassin this time. But let me know if you guys are going to be participating. It sounds so fun. Okay, so the last readathon that I'm going to do in June is the Romanceathon, hosted by Gabby from Gabby Reads and Jacqueline from Weeby Bookin'. And this one is all about reading romance, of course. So they have a list of things, and I'm going to read the group book, which satisfies all of the prompts, as well as one that I really want to read, and then 2 that were also in the assassins list, because I don't want to overwhelm myself. I just want to have a chill time and read some romance. So the first one, of course, that overlaps is The Shadows Between Us. This is a new to you author, a favorite romance trope, which is hate to love. And then also it's a 2020 release. And then we have this secret one from the Assassins, which is shelved as romance as well as fantasy. So I'm just gonna give you guys some clues, and I would love to see your guesses down below. So it's a new to you author, and it's a favorite romance trope, which is human AI or machine like love. And I'm just gonna leave it there. And it's also a 2020 release. So if you have any guesses about what that could be, leave it down below and gold star to you if you can think of it. Okay, and then the 2 books that are new for the readathon that I haven't introduced to you is the group book, which is If I Never Met You by Mhairi McFarlane. And this one ticks all of the boxes for the readathon, and it is about 2 people who work in the same building, I think, or work together, and the woman has just learned that her ex was cheating on her during the time, I think, and the guy is thought to be like a playboy, and he might not get the promotion because people don't think he's serious enough. So they decide to fake date each other to prove to everyone that 1, she's hot and doesn't need her cheating ex, and 2, he's responsible enough to be promoted. And we all know how fake dating goes. It's great. I love it so much. So I'm really looking forward to this one. And then the last one on this list is Call Me By Your Name by Andre Aciman. So I just really want to read this book. I've loved the movie for so long, and I just really want to read it. This one also ticks off new to you author and 5 words in the title, Call Me By Your Name. I'm sure you know how to count. And I'm just really looking forward to it. So those are all the books that I'm planning to read for Romanceathon. Let me know if you're planning to do it as well. Again, with all of these readathons, I've tried to do kind of the bare minimum because I just don't feel like stressing myself out, you know? I want to have a good time. The world is stressful enough right now, so the days are gone where I give myself like 20 book long TBRs. Like, I'm just gonna keep it at 9, which is my lucky number, and yeah, we're gonna make it through, and it's gonna be so fun. I cannot wait for June. Bye!